Welcome. My name is Alan, and we are back with more news and politics. This time for Wednesday, November the 13th, 2024. First thing we're opening with is a story from ProPublica. 13-year-old with autism got arrested after his backpack sparked fear. Only a stuffed bunny was inside it. Disability rights advocates said kids like Ty should not be getting arrested under Tennessee's school threats law. And they tried to push for a broader exception for kids with other kinds of disabilities. Of course, it didn't work. 'Cause, red states are dipshits. Let's be fucking honest about it. They make some completely stupid decisions. On the second day of school this year in Hamilton County, Tennessee, Ty picked out a purple bunny from hundreds of other plushies in his room. While his mom wasn't looking, the 13-year-old snuck it into his backpack to show to his friends. It was the 10th anniversary of his favorite video game franchise, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Bonnie the Bunny was one of the stars. Ty has autism, and Bonnie is his biggest comfort when he gets agitated or discouraged. No one other than Ty, not even his mom, is allowed to touch Bonnie. Ty was new to Ooltewah Middle School, located just east of Chattanooga. In class that morning, he told his teacher he didn't want anyone to look in his backpack, worried that they would confiscate his toy, according to Ty and his mom. When the teacher asked why, Ty responded, "Because the whole school will blow up," he and his mom recalled. But yeah, if it's just east of Chattanooga, that means it's in the far southeast of Tennessee, to kind of give you an idea where it sits. School officials acted quickly. Ty's mom said the teacher, who had only known Ty for one day, called a school administrator who got the police involved. They brought Ty to the counselor's office and found Bonnie in the backpack. As Ty stood there, he said, confused about what he had done wrong, the police handcuffed him and patted him down before placing him in the back of a police car. I think they thought an actual bomb was in my backpack, Ty told ProPublica and WPLN, but he didn't have a bomb. It was just this right here, he said, holding Bonnie, and they still took me to jail. The sheriff's department issued a press release about the incident, stating that police checked the backpack and it was found to not contain any explosive device. ProPublica and WPLN are using a nickname for Ty at his mother's request to protect his identity because he's a minor. The sheriff's department did not respond to questions about Ty's case. The Hamilton County School District, which includes Ty's school, declined to respond, even though his mother signed a form giving officials permission to do so. So they give a little timeline here of things that happened. September 25th, 11-year-old is accused of making a threat at school, which he denies. Officials let him to go home with his mom. Hours later, a deputy tracks him down at a family dinner at Longhorn Steakhouse, cuffing him in the parking lot. Again, the red state dumbfuckery. You know, this could be solved with a simple fucking conversation, but no, let's get the damn police involved and be dumb shits. You ever wonder why people are like, let's defund the police? That's fucking why. They're asshole bullshit fucking cocksucking dumb motherfucking bullshit. They overblow any fucking situation that could be simply fucking handled. 'Cause they're dumb shits. August 8th, 2024. Ty, a 13-year-old with autism, is arrested, charged with a felony, and detained for telling a teacher not to look in his backpack because the school would blow up. Ty later explains he was trying to protect the stuffed bunny inside. I would consider firing the fucking teacher. And the principal and the school staff. There was no need to call the cops in. You would say, could you please come to the office with me? We just want to talk. Keep things calm, low level. Call the mother, talk, and a lot of this could be figured out and solved like that. But instead, they've made this blow the fuck up. Pun not meant, since they were talking about a bomb, but still. Yeah, fuck the police. Most of them are shit stains. You'll get some. There are a handful of them that are good. But more often than not, they're jackasses. Fuck the police. September 2023, Lee, a 10-year-old fifth grader in East Tennessee, is accused by fellow students of pointing a gun. The school expels him for a year for making a threat of mass violence. So, September 2023, August 8th, 2024, and then September. Wait, no, that's not right. That should be first. August, September. No, that's right. That's right. August comes before September. I had to remember. I'm like, isn't September later in here? No. Ty's arrest was the result of a new state law requiring that anyone who makes a threat of mass violence at school be charged with a felony. The law does not require that the threat be credible. again, dumb fucking right-wing, stupid fuck-ass sons of bitches in state senate being dumb fucks because they don't know what the goddamn dumb fuckery they are doing with fucking such stupid-ass laws. Again, fuck the goddamn Republican Party. There's a reason I will never fucking vote for Republican. I could be going down a stream, fucking being swept away, and they're at the shore. They put their hand out to me. I'll put my middle finger up and drown, motherfucker. The law does not require that the threat be credible. ProPublica and WPLN previously reported on an 11-year-old with autism who denied making a threatened class, and was later arrested at a birthday party by Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy. Yeah. I'm going to stop there because that story's already wound me up. Let's look at some data and charts, shall we? This is the average weekly grocery bill by state. The more yellow is the lower end, and the darker is the higher end. The lowest state, Wisconsin, $221 a week. The highest, Hawaii, at $334 a week. Isolation from the mainland raises logistics cost, shipping and everything else. So yeah. Grocery prices reflect a balance between supply chain logistics, consumer demand, and market competition. So yeah. Wisconsin, I mean, you don't usually think of Wisconsin as being the low end, but you're going to have all these supplies available because it has a lot of farmland, dairyland, and provides a lot of food itself. Next lowest would be what? Iowa. Again, farmland. Pretty flat. And then 235, Nebraska. Then you have a number of states at 239. Indiana. Oh, wait. Michigan's at 236. Then 239. Indiana, West Virginia, New Hampshire. So you'll see a lot of the poor states with lower grocery prices just simply because people aren't going to be able to afford it. If they're not making high wages, they're not going to be able to afford high grocery costs. But, you know, you look at some of the other states and you're like, shouldn't they have easy connections anyway since they're bigger? Texas, California, Oregon, you know, Washington. You would think states like that would be lower since they have good resource connections, but again, they have higher incomes. You know, there's a lot of growing done in states like California and Texas. So yeah, a lot of it has to do with the wealthy people who live in those states. You think of rich, there's a number of rich people that live in California, number of rich people that live in Texas. Most people think rich in Virginia, but it's only like this little bit right here, and then dotted cities like Richmond and Norfolk and Roanoke, and yeah, the rest of it's pretty red and low wage. So it kind of gets mixed together. But you'll see a lot of the states that make less tend to be lower food costs. Just you want people to still buy. Mississippi's kind of unusual, but it's probably because they're so close to the ocean and everything. I mean, you think of Alabama, but you would think they would be lower given that some of the other states like these are lower, but again, I I can only guess where it's maybe there are Florida. I can kind of see there would be a lot of rich people there. I don't know what's going on with Mississippi though. I was going to say maybe seafood catching or something else, but surely it don't have that many rich people living in it. Interesting. Yeah, but you'll see the Appalachian Mountains go through here, and that's where a lot of the poor areas will be because that's where a lot of poor people live. And you'll see some of the lower prices. All those, yeah, Georgia, you've got Atlanta. There's a lot of rich people that live there. So that kind of explains the mixed cost there, why it's still kind of in the mid. Yeah. But you can see some of the things that bring the price up and down, the average incomes, uh, production, how close they are to certain resources. Hmm. Anyway, we're going to look at another chart here. This is Subway Stories, it says. And it's where are people getting off the subway on at 4 p.m. on a Saturday? It shows all these different things. You'll notice that most of the riders are here in Manhattan. You have a couple of other big spots Jackson Heights, Roosevelt, and 74th Street, Broadway. And this is, I think, Queens. Yeah. And this also in Queens. Flushing Main Street. Here in Brooklyn, Bedford Avenue and Atlantic Avenue, Barclays Center. Yeah, this front part here is Brooklyn. Then you go further back, it's Queens. Oh, my bad. I am not meaning to pull the screen. Sorry about that, guys. Make sure I got the stuff fixed. I was trying to move stuff, but everything was like, nope, we're going to jump. The back part here is the Bronx. And then, of course, this island is the Isle of Manhattan. You can see it's just surrounded by water. You go up here. And then the Bronx is this area. You can see how little traffic goes in these other places. Bronx, it looks like the heaviest is 161st Street, Yankee Stadium. In Queens, 2,605, 2,243. It would probably be this Broadway. Here in Brooklyn, I don't know if this is necessarily Brooklyn or Queens, but yeah. This is definitely Brooklyn. Barclays Center. I don't know about Bedford Avenue, though. But yeah, look at all these things in Manhattan. Biggest thing of all. Times Square, the Port Authority, bus terminal. 42nd Street. Yeah. It's by far, jeez, the biggest stop. Next, 34th Street, Herald Square. Grand Central, 42nd Street. This one's pretty big. 14th Street, Union Square. Yeah, places like Brooklyn, especially the Bronx, they get just overlooked. We got a few small points here on Long Island. Or, let's see. I think that's Long Island, or it might be, I'm not sure. Maybe this is Long Island, Lido Beach and everything. Or maybe this extends out here. I don't know. Anyway, I know that's off the coast, but what I'm talking about is you got these little points here. So yeah, where they're going on Saturday afternoon, 4 p.m. Yeah, stuff like this is just interesting. I love the data is beautiful Reddit for stuff like this. But yeah, this was pretty Coney Island. Okay, yeah, because Coney Island. Okay. Oh, what else we got? York Street, J Street Metro Tech, Borough Hall, Court Street, Fulton Street, if you want to know why so many are in Manhattan, that's where like the rich part of New York is. That's where all the business centers and all that stuff are located. Even though there's a lot of historic places elsewhere. University Heights, Fordham Road. I think Fordham University's in New York, ain't it? Am I just trying to connect two dots that don't go together, or? Anyway, Yankee Stadium, Washington Heights. Flushing Main Street. This is the far end, the furthest point of Queens, it looks like. Well, on this particular line, the 7. Yeah, you can see which ones connect. They have the L, the M, connects through the 7EFMR. Roosevelt Avenue, 74th Street, Broadway, Jackson Heights. But anyway, let's get on to the actual stories here. BBC, John Thune has been elected the new Republican Senate leader. So yeah, they elected him. He's a long-serving senator from South Dakota as the new leader in the Senate. And he 63-year-old secret ballot on Wednesday, defeating Rick Scott, the preferred choice of many of Donald Trump's allies, and Texas Senator John Cornyn. Scott was eliminated in the first round. In a statement, Thune said he was extremely honored and stood united behind President Trump's agenda. The Republican Party won a 53-47 majority in the Senate last week, flipping control of the upper chamber as Trump secured his own return to the White House. Thune will take over from Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell, who is stepping down from the top Republican leadership post after 18 years, almost 2 full decades. The South Dakota senator will serve for at least the next 2 years, with his term kicking off when the 119th Congress begins in January. So, yeah. I would rather it not be a Republican, but even more so, I'd rather it be Thune than freaking Rick Scott. The guy's a psychopath. Rick Scott is what I'm talking about. Also from the BBC, Delhi chokes as air pollution turns severe. People in India's capital of Delhi woke up to a thick layer of smog as the air quality deteriorated to several levels in the city. Severe levels. Delhi and its neighboring cities are experiencing pollution levels that are at least 30 to 35 times the safe limit recommended by the World Health Organization. Every year, Delhi and the northern states battle hazardous air during the winter months of October to January due to plummeting temperatures, smoke, dust, low wind speed, vehicular emissions, and crop stubble burning. This time, experts say the condition is likely to get worse in the coming days. Yeah. From the New Republic. Okay. Trump makes chilling joke about staying in power forever. The guy's joked about being a dictator on day one, about using the military on protesters, taking the idea of flag burning as free speech and throwing it out the window, and sending flag burners to jail. He is sitting here talking about turning the country on its head. And people are like, that's okay. Anyway. From Newsweek, Pete Hegseth appointment sparks military fury. Beyond stupid. Donald Trump's appointment of Pete Hegseth, a Fox News commentator and former National Guard officer, as his Secretary of Defense. The fuck? Has sparked controversy within military circles, with one commentator describing him as the least qualified candidate, the least qualified nominee for SecDef in American history. Hegseth's selection was announced by Trump in a social media post on Tuesday evening. The president-elect said, let me do it correctly. Pete has spent his entire life as a warrior for the troops and for the country. Pete is tough, smart, and a true believer in America first. Got to do the hand motions and everything if you want to get Trump down. Fucking moron. From Variety, The Guardian no longer posting on X. It's a toxic media platform that Elon Musk has used to shape political discourse. Yeah, he's just losing all these, and it's becoming an app that has little to no legitimacy. And it's Musk's fault. From PBS, Chuck Schumer introduces the No Kings Act in response to the Supreme Court's presidential immunity ruling. I doubt it'll get through since you don't have the House. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer will introduce legislation Thursday reaffirming that presidents do not have immunity for criminal actions, an attempt to reverse the Supreme Court's landmark fuck-up last month. Because it was. It was a fuck-up. This has been the worst fucking Supreme Court ever. Schumer's No Kings Act would attempt to invalidate the decision by declaring that presidents are not immune from criminal law and clarifying that Congress, not the Supreme Court, determines to whom federal criminal law is applied. Yeah, the Supreme Court has several times already overstepped its fucking bounds. That's why I don't like calling it a Supreme Court. It's a supreme fucking monkey circus. The court's conservative majority decided July 1st that the presidents have broad immunity from criminal prosecution for actions taken within their official fucking duties, and that's bullshit. They know it's bullshit. It was a decision that threw into doubt the Justice Department's case against Republican former President Donald Trump for his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss. Fucking clown car. They're the United States clown car. Fucking Supreme Court my ass. That's all they're good for is ass wiping paper. Fuck the motherfuckers. From the Telegraph, Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's new intelligence chief, backed Kremlin conspiracy theories. She's such a fucking sellout. Proclaimed she used to be a Democrat, ran as a Democrat, was in Congress as a Democrat, ran for president as a Democrat. She leaves Congress after she didn't win, and she quickly, over the matter of about a year, just shifts her ideas to becoming a Republican toady. I've got no sympathy for Tulsi Gabbard. She's a shithead. From The Guardian, Sanders and Warren push Democrats to fight for workers and unrig the economy. Progressive senators urge the party to learn the right lessons from election defeat and take the fight to the U.S. billionaire class. Fucking exactly. But the fucking mainstream dumbasses are like, we were paying attention to the woke and all this. We need to go to the right. Even though I've told you going to the right won't fucking work, because why vote for you when they can vote even more right-wing Republicans? Goddamn stupid cocksuckers. Anyway. From The Guardian, White House urges Senate Democrats to approve new judges before the term ends. Might as well do what you can. Give Trump fewer chances to fuck everything up. Like we know he fucking will. Also from The Guardian, after Trump's election, women are swearing off sex with men. This has been a long time coming. The rise of separatist movements rests on the idea that when misogyny reigns supreme, a sex strike can be a feminist act. Yep. It's part of what was used when they were fighting for the right to vote. It's absolutely part of their ability. They have that right. If you want to be able to have sex with a woman, don't be a dumb dick. They're people. Just like you, dumbass. Anyway, from The Intercept, lawmakers reject bill that would let Trump destroy nonprofits. The House nixed a bill empowering the Treasury Department to revoke nonprofits' tax-exempt status over alleged ties to terror. No, we need nonprofits because there's few things we can fucking depend on because everything else is fucking bought out, especially the fucking mainstream. So we need nonprofits. From military.com, it could be very hard to do our job. Top military officers brace for Trump's potential loyalty review boards. Senior officers in the U.S. military are preparing after reports of a potential new review process for top generals, a review they fear will vet personal loyalty to President-elect Donald Trump. On Tuesday, the Wall Street Journal reported that a draft executive order that is under construction by the Trump transition team that would establish a so-called warrior board to review top generals over whether they should continue service or not, and whether they lack certain leadership qualities. The proposal mirrors calls from conservative think tanks, lawyers, and Trump to weed out what they call woke generals, broadly defined as officials who have promoted diversity in the ranks or supported taking vaccinations. You know, common sense goddamn stuff! I swear, the Republican Party is the party of the dumb fuckeries. Abso-fucking-lutely. From the AP, Trump's defense choice stuns the Pentagon and raises questions about the Fox News host's experience. Now, this is again about Hegseth, a reporter, being set as the Secretary of Defense. This is turning out to be one of the dumbest fucking son of a bitch terms. It's America, what the fuck was wrong with you putting this dumb shit in office? I mean, seriously. As the song says, where's your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Anyway, this from the Cambridge University Press. First discovery of Antarctic amber. Yeah, essentially, if it's got amber, that's proof there was a temperate environment, which means an environment conducive to have life, like trees and plants and maybe even animals. So Antarctica was not always just a ball of ice on the bottom of the earth. Which we knew it moved due to plate tectonics, that was kind of guessed. But this gives further evidence that, yeah, at one point it had a very temperate climate. Conducive to having life. So, yeah. This from The Guardian. Russian naval officer accused of war crimes killed in a Crimea car bombing. Valery Trankovsky had ordered missile strikes from Black Sea on civilian targets, says a Ukrainian official. Senior Russian naval officer was killed in a car bombing in Crimea on Wednesday, the latest in a series of targeted attacks on Russian military personnel and pro-Kremlin figures in occupied Ukrainian territories as well as inside Russia. This from DW. Ghanaians tricked into leaving Africa to fight Russia's war. Or maybe it's Ghanaians. I would say Ghanaians. A group of people from Ghana who say they were duped into fighting for Russia in the Ukraine war are now pleading for help. The young men say they signed up for jobs in security and agriculture, but end up on the front line of the conflict instead. High unemployment has made Africa fertile ground for unscrupulous overseas recruiters. That's all it had. Interesting nonetheless. Not surprised with all the struggles Russia's going through to fight that war. From The Guardian. Spanish police arrest ex-fraud chief after 20 million euros found in walls of his house. Investigation into country's largest cocaine bust reveals cash in the home of former head of anti-money laundering. So you say the anti-vice police member was involved in vice dealings. Yeah. Arrests were linked to the seizure of 13 tons of cocaine that arrived from Ecuador, according to Spanish media. From the AP, U.S. Ambassador says Mexico closed the doors on security cooperation and denies its violence problem. U.S. Ambassador Ken Salazar lashed out Wednesday at Mexico's failure to accept aid in the fight against drug cartels, claiming the country closed the doors on security cooperation. In a press conference, Salazar launched his harshest criticism yet of rampant violence, police corruption, and the Mexican government's mistaken attitude that there is no problem. When they just say there is no problem, we have the statistics to show people there is. When they say there is no problem, we have the statistics to show people there is no problem that is not based on reality. Salazar says it's a very big problem. Mexico sent a diplomatic note to the U.S. Embassy expressing its surprise at Salazar's statement, the Foreign Relations Ministry said in a statement later Wednesday. And Trump's already been touting, I want to invade Mexico. We don't need a second Mexican-American war. We really don't. Again, America, what the fuck was wrong with you voting this stupid dumb dick in? God damn. From the AP, explosions kill one man outside Brazil's Supreme Court and force justices to evacuate. Anyway, from the New Arab, French weapons in Sudan in violation of UN embargo. A new report by Amnesty states military equipment built in France is being used in Sudan, violating a UN arms embargo. Military equipment built in France is being used in Sudan on armored vehicles supplied by the UAE, United Arab Emirates, in violation of the UN arms embargo on the Darfur region, Amnesty International said on Thursday. Armored personnel carriers, APCs, built and supplied by the UAE and spotted by Amnesty in Sudan were fitted with Galax defense systems made in France by companies KNDS and Lacroix. See, this is why I would want to nationalize a bit our military-industrial complex, so it rips some of the fucking power out of their hands. Because if they're forced to work for America, instead of to try to make money, yeah. Okay, we got some videos we're gonna watch. First one, Israeli strike hits tent area sheltering displaced children near Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. Here comes boom. There's never been anywhere safe in Gaza. The Israelis had never intended to only go after Hamas. No, their intent is genetic, ethnic cleansing. To commit a fucking genocide. From Mediaite, Jesse Waters says his liberal mom didn't invite him to Thanksgiving. She said it was a scheduling situation. Fox News host Jesse Waters claimed on Monday he was not invited to his mother's house for Thanksgiving as there wasn't enough room. No, he's a right-wing shithead, and if she's liberal, yeah, I can understand that. Because we've already seen some families getting ripped apart because dumb fuck right-wingers make dumb fuck decisions. So, yeah. Can we reload? Will it not let me play it with this on? Whatever then. Trump's cabinet pick Vivek Ramaswamy tells Israel to abandon the two-state solution.
But these are decisions for...
Let me turn it up a bit. I can't hear.
But these are decisions for... Now is the moment for Israel to return to its founding premise. The Jewish state has an absolute right to exist. A divine gift, gifted to a divine nation, charged with a divine purpose. Israel has an absolute and unequivocal right and responsibility to defend itself to the fullest, applying the only language that its adversaries understand, the language of force. So what would David Ben-Gurion say today? He would say, don't depend on anybody else's fleeting sympathies or permission to do it. If Israel and Mossad want to pull off Munich 2.0 and take out every last leader of Hamas, wherever they may be hiding from Doha to Dresden, host a red wedding at the Four Seasons in Qatar, the next time Haniyeh and Mashal show up, they should go ahead and do it. If Israel wants to at long last abandon the myth of a two-state solution, Israel should go ahead and abandon a two-state solution. The rest of the Arab world can absorb Palestinians just as the Jews absorbed their people out of 22 countries they were kicked out of since 1948. The Islamic world cannot continue to condone the slaughtering of Jews while continuing to disown the Palestinians. That is the hard truth, that neither member of either political party is willing to speak out loud to the Arab world. I will.
Here, let me tell you about your divinity. Something amazing. Oh. Fucking idiot. And lastly, there is no such thing as the West Bank. It's Judea and Samaria. There is no such thing as settlements, their communities, their neighborhoods, their cities. Incoming ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. You know, the Republican shitbag governor, former governor of Arkansas. Hucka-fuck yourself.
Israel would only be acting on the property it already owns. I think Israel has title deed to Judea and Samaria. There are certain words I refuse to use. There is no such thing as a West Bank. It's Judea and Samaria. There's no such thing as a settlement. They're communities, they're neighborhoods, they're cities. There's no such thing as an occupation.
But they get out of their minds that people are living in lean-tos, tents, sleeping in cars, circled around a tree, We're living in very well-designed and beautiful cities and communities. Can't wait to get back. I'm going to take an extra hat.
Fuck you. But, yeah. That takes care of our news and politics for the day. If you watched or watched all the way through, thank you so much. But, as always, whoop, whoop, right? Educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. If someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting my sources and links in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.